Oi, matey. Hi. I have a special frog I'm going to be making. If you look inside, you see one eye, and the other eye's been messed up. That's because this is a pirate frog. This is BassResinator speaking to you. And why is it a pirate frog? Well, let me point out to you something that I think is really fun. Get a little bit of light on the subject. I don't know if you know what these things are called. They come on packages of bread here in the United States, and they clip that around. This is called, I had to look it up because I did not know. It's like that horrible little thing that if you don't watch out will grab you and cut you. This is actually called a bread buckle. So I decided to have a bunch of these inside a frog. How is this a Viking? Not a Viking, a pirate? Well, pirates are called swashbucklers. This is called a buckle, so it's a buckler. So this is a buckler frog, swashbuckler. Why did I make one eye regular and the other eye blackened out? Well, that's because he's going to have an eye patch in order to fulfill the illusion of the pirate frog. So what I'm going to do, and I got a couple of them, and I put the heat gun on and melted them so that I could bend them, so I could put them in the back legs so that they would stay, because that's too big. And then on the couple others, I broke them so that I can cram them in for the front legs. And then I'm just going to load them in here because I got a ton of them. I've been saving them for this specific purpose. I have quite a few. Let me see if I can grab them all. And I got plethora of colors. Because depending on what kind of bread you get, well, I just dropped one on the floor. And what kind of bread you get, what kind of, there's a whole bunch of them. And there's, some of them are bigger than others. And they put the expiration date on them, so we'll use those. And I got a yellow one. It's stuck right there. And I threw one down on the floor. So, yeah. Now to figure out exactly how to hold these in place. I may end up having to put a whole bunch of UV resin down here on the bottom. But let me figure it out, and I'll get right back with you. Well, before I go too far, I'm going to go ahead and dust his feet with intense chameleon green. Get the toes and the front part of the, I'm not going to say paw, they don't have paws. Front part of his foot. Got a little bit too much powder in here. Maybe I can transfer it over here. Don't want to waste it. burnished on there. Oh, way too much. Trying to get just a touch more on this brush. There we go. Hold on. I don't want to get too much because I don't want to waste it. But I want it to have that good chameleon intensity. Okay, enough of that. Now, in order to get an effect that I'm wanting, I need to get black UV resin to back. I want the black on the toes, just the toes, so that it'll really highlight that green. And then I'm going to go with a lighter color on the rest of the foot with UV resin. And I'm doing that for a couple of reasons. The mold is getting old, so these feet are not held up like they should. So if I fill it up, it can go right on over the edge, and I don't want that. Don't want that at all. No. So now I can cure that much. Be right back. Now going in with some clear on the toes. Okay, I put some more in his feet area and started to cure that. So now let me get some of this resin in here, UV resin, so that I can hold onto. Oh, something's coming out. Stay there. Hold in place. We have some sneaking down to the bottom. Let me get these things in the legs and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have those leg pieces in place. And I'm going to put a few of those that I want staying in place on his back and up in the head. Well, let me get the butane going again. Okay, now I've got a pink one. I'm going to put the numbers so we don't see them. But I'm going to give him teeth, or her, because it's pink. There we go. So I've got pink up there. We'll just go like all kinds of colors for Easter. Bubble in there. So we got pink and then some yellow. Then we get a blue one on there. And this will be the ones on the back. And I'll cure that. Okay, got those on the bottom on the back. And I want to get some on the side here. So go some green. And then I've got one broken piece. Maybe for his tail end. Stick that under. Okay, I'm gonna make some stabilizing things inside of him, in this fuselage, if you can call it that, on a frog. There's that one. Now we'll do this one. Come on now. Well, it's hard to reach in there and hold him in place. There. Now I want to put one more like similar to that, but up here in the front. Oh, now I gotta get my tweezers and hold him in place. Put some. Come on. Okay. There's that. I'm going to put one on the back side too. And then I'm going to just load them in, all the rest of them in. And we'll put a green one on the back side. Oh, come on now. And then I'll put regular epoxy resin in there. And that should hold it in place. And all the rest should add extra color. And we will have the swashbuckling frog. Oi, matey. And that thing fell down. No. Stand back up. Stand back up. Oh! Trying to grab the flashlight. Oh, come on now. The struggle is real, my friends. There. Get it held enough. Now, I will put that under the big lamp for a little bit to finish curing it. And then I will pour in the resin. Be right back. Okay, now pour a little bit of this resin in. A little bit. I'm going to end up pouring all of it in. But get it in the legs. And now I just start loading this thing up. Oh, I cut myself on it. You see that? And I still got blood. I'm going to leave that blood there. What a bloody mess. Yes. Okay, that's all of them. Saved them for this specific purpose. Or if I were talking about oceans, I saved it for this Pacific purpose. Oh, I'm trying to be too silly. Those were the days, my friend, I thought they'd never end. Do-do-do-do-do-do. See, these are floating. I knew they would, so that was the reason I stuck those other ones down in the legs ahead of time. Now, if I push those underneath like that, it'll hold those in place. That one's held in place by the lip, or the chin, not by the head of my chinny chin chin. Okay. And there we are. Now, wait for it to cure up. Get that in the picture. I just looked and I thought, oh, he's half in the frame. Okay, we'll see you back when it's cured up. Okay, I poured enough for some extras. I mean, I made enough resin to make some extras. And I mixed in glitter. Look at that. That's a tiger face slipping around. And then we have a hummingbird. And then we have a couple holographic memorial type ribbons. But I got this guy out partly because I couldn't wait, and I had to trim off a couple of these pieces were sticking out too far, there and there and there, and then there was some more over here. So I trimmed that off, and then I made his sword, his swashbuckling sword. And I have, if you can see, I have a rubber band around him. This eye is the really cool eye. That eye is the one that's messed up, so we need to put his patch on, and I made a patch out of UV resin, so we'll just stick it underneath that rubber band right here. I see that's on there tight. I can get it under one loop of it. I thought about trying to get a little piece of rope or some goodness yarn or something, and I thought, nah, whoops, I don't want that going over. It's got to stay right there. Just turn over. Come on, stay with me. Oh, you know what I ought to do? I ought to do that and then just UV that thing in place and then just put that over the top. But his eye is black, so I'm going to put a black eye patch over the top. Let me get a dab of UV and get the flashlight here. Come on. Not the prettiest patch, but most eye patches on people are not there for aesthetics. They're there so we don't go, oh my, what happened to your face? That's not real nice, but that's usually the first thing that goes through people's minds when you see somebody with an eye patch. If it comes off. There we go. He's got his eye patch on. So we have our swashbuckler. A couple bubbles right here that were underneath that buckle that I could not see. But underneath there, you can see all the buckles. I like him. I made this out of a plastic toothpick type thing, and I cut another one in half and then just UV'd him on there. Yeah. Now I do, let me move this guy over. I did have enough resin to make my rubber frog. I made a mold of a rubber frog. One that you can have in the bathtub like a rubber ducky. And he's a matte frog. So we're going to call him Matt. No. But the eyes are clear, which is kind of wild. But I did the a little bit of Aurora powder in after this had already started getting warm and wasn't moving. So if you look at it from the top, you can see this almost an opal type effect in there. It's really cool. But I poured some extra resin here. That's not clean. I mean, that's not clean. That's not cured up. But that is going to be his lily pad. So yeah. Welcome to my pad. Oh yeah, mighty, hand over the treasure. So yeah, we can have all kinds of fun on Froggy Friday and extras here. Get that out the way. So there we are. Rana, which is the way you say frog in Spanish, Rana. Rana the pirate. Waka. Rana the swashbuckling frog. Yeah. And I used all of those up, so can't use them in anything else unless I take that frog and just dip him down into something bigger. But no. Let me get a couple stills of this guy and let you see those that way. This is part of a collaboration. It is Froggy Friday, started by Lisa, Girl in the Garage, and Karen, Dragon's Cave. I hope that's right. And there's some other people that join us regularly. There's Lula, she's the Nerd Goblin, me, BassResinator, and there's some others that join when they can. And so yeah, it's a lot of fun. So watch, go down in the description below and look at the other artists that are involved in this. And yeah, have fun watching all of these frog videos. There are some crazy things. Not all of it is resin. Some people do what's that, the eco resin or the resin-crete type stuff. Some people do clay. Some people do paintings. You know, there's a variety. It's not limited to just resin. So yeah, go check them out. This is Rana and BassResinator croaking out.